lost knowledge of frequencies. There is something many people feel, yet almost no one can name clearly. That as a modern society, we have lost something essential. Not technology, not comfort, not academic knowledge, but an original understanding of how human beings interact with the world. This knowledge was never secret or mystical. It was simply part of everyday life. And one of its central elements is frequency. Ancient cultures understood that sound was not just music, it was structure. That architecture wasn't just protection, it was a resonance chamber. That rituals weren't just traditions, they were neurological synchronization. They knew harmony wasn't a feeling, it was a state of the nervous system. Everything they created followed patterns that worked both aesthetically and energetically. Temples, cathedrals, sacred sites, ancient ceremonies.
All based on geometric principles that still fascinate us today.
They didn't have modern instruments, but they had something stronger. Direct perception.
They sensed how a space feels,
How vibration works, how shapes influence emotion.
This was not theoretical knowledge.
It was practical, a lived science. Over centuries, humanity lost access to this understanding.
Not because it was wrong,
But because the world moved toward external control, mechanical efficiency, and mental overload.
industrialization pulled humans out of resonance with their own bodies.
Modern life pushed them into constant mental activity, far from their inner rhythm.
When you live entirely in your mind, you stop feeling your body's frequency.
When you only react instead of feel, you lose the language of resonance.
And that is exactly what happened.
We forgot how to read our inner states.
What used to be natural,
Silence, perception, feeling, presence has become rare, even unfamiliar.
but this knowledge is still stored in every human being.
It didn't disappear, it became covered.
That's why we react so strongly to ancient places, certain sounds, silence, nature.
That's why whales, mountains, temples, music, or quiet rooms affect us so deeply.
They remind our system of something universally human.
Something we didn't learn, but lost.
Biologically,
This makes complete sense.
your nervous system is designed to absorb patterns from the environment and regulate itself through resonance.
If you live in chaos, your system becomes chaotic.
If you are in a coherent environment, it calms down.
Frequency is not a spiritual concept. It is a regulation mechanism millions of years old. The lost knowledge of frequencies isn't found in books. It is remembered through the body.
It appears in moments when you take a deep breath without knowing why, and encounters that soothe you.
In places where you instantly feel safe.
In music that awakens a longing you cannot explain.
This knowledge is like an inner door that becomes visible only when you slow down.
And this is where the return begins.
Not through theory, but through presence.
When you allow silence, your nervous system recalibrates.
When you notice your breath, your heart rhythm changes.
When you understand emotions as frequency.
They lose their heaviness.
And when you feel yourself again,
Something deeper than words emerges, memory.
this original knowledge is not esoteric,
Not extraordinary.
not exclusive.
It is the most natural knowledge in the world. But because we have drifted so far from it, it now appears mysterious.
Yet it has always been the foundation of the human experience.
Frequency wasn't a topic, it was daily life.
And the greatest step back to yourself is rediscovering that daily knowledge.
Through breath, perception, inner work, real connection.
When you understand that frequency is not something you produce,
But something you are, your entire view of yourself shifts.
you see that every emotion is a message,
Every state of frequency.
every encounter a resonance field.
And you begin to see the subtle, silent patterns that shape your life. The lost knowledge of frequencies is not truly lost. It is waiting for those who are ready to feel. The lost knowledge of frequencies is not truly lost. It is waiting for those who are ready to feel. The lost knowledge.
The lost knowledge of frequencies.
And you begin to see the subtle, silent patterns that shape your life.
The lost knowledge of frequencies.
Is not truly lost.
It is waiting for those who are ready to feel.
In one of its central elements, frequency. And you begin to see the subtle,
Silent patterns that
shape your life. The lost knowledge of frequencies. Ancient cultures